and welcome to this week's video. I've got a special guest with me. It's Mr. Dave, Peck Photography.
Hi guys.
So he's driven up from Essex and he reached out to me and just said, can you show me somewhere in Yorkshire? So I thought, can I find somewhere that's quintessentially Yorkshire? Now I've thought about the Dales and the limestone pavement and I know he wants to go there, but as a drive it was just going to be a little bit too long for him. So I remembered a place from my childhood. I used to come here as a kid and then a bit later as a teen doing a bit of rock climbing. It's called Brimham Rocks. It's made of millstone grit and it's just full of these amazing bizarre shapes. Some of them got names. This one's the Druid's writing desk. You can see it behind me, on the side of me. So we're going to have a bit of a look around. Now Dave set me a bit of a challenge. The idea is we're going to go away, maybe get 3 images. We're going to compare, we're going to contrast. He says it's not a competition and I've heard no mention of any prizes, but we'll see. I think blokes being blokes, there'll be some one-upmanship going on. If nothing else, there's been some gear envy already. His microphones are better than mine. So we'll have a wander around. We'll regroup later on and you'll get to see all those images. So join us on this little adventure. So obviously you've just watched a little intro there and I've moved all of about 3 metres away. So the rock that was behind us, it's the Druid's writing desk and yeah, it's too good. It just looks out over the Yorkshire Dales. The sort of cliff just falls away from that point onwards. So the scene's fantastic. It seems silly not to capture it. So I've put the Ben box on so you can see my EVF and you'll see why I've not ventured too far away. So hopefully you can see we've got this boulder in the foreground. It's just all covered in lichen. And it's leading off towards this rock formation, the Druid's writing desk. So I've got that in my foreground. It leads you to the table itself. There's another boulder here on the right hand side as well. So there's a diagonal there that's leading you in. I'm shooting at f13. I may have to focus stack for that boulder in the foreground. I may be okay. I've upped my ISO to 400. That's purely so I can get a faster shutter speed. It's not particularly windy, but there's a few silver birch trees as you can see on the left and right hand side, and they're just blowing about a little bit too much for the shutter speed that I was getting. So by going up to ISO 400 you're still going to be more than acceptable picture quality, and it just means I can shoot now at 150th, maybe 160th or even faster. So that's shot number 1. We'll try and go a bit further afield. I'll try and get more than 10 metres for shot number 2. So over my shoulder, this could be my second composition. I think so anyway. I've got a lone tree, it's growing out of the boulders. I think this formation's called Castle Rocks. As I said, they've all got names. I think the Victorians had a lot to do with that. So there's a lone tree, the boulders, and then in the foreground, I've got a couple of white boulders. They're just bright white. At first I thought, the limestone, they're like erratics, they shouldn't be here. Everything's millstone grit. And actually get close, you realise that they're just absolutely covered in lichen, just completely white with lichen. So that's just really different, and they really just stand out against them lush greens of the bracken, the ferns. So yeah, I think I can make a shot of this. Let me spin you around and you can have a look. So there's the white boulders all covered in lichen, and look up, there's Castle Rock, and yeah, in the middle of the lone tree. this be my third composition? I think it probably will be, you know. We walked up on the other side of these boulders. I think that's Castle Rock over there. And Dave made a note of it. You could see him committing it to his memory banks as a composition he might want to shoot. So even if he comes here, he may get the same location, but I'm banking on him not getting the same shot. That's the whole point of this experiment, same location, and how photographers see it in different ways. So I'm hoping he's headed back on the other side that he's already seen. I've come round on this side, hopefully it'll be a totally different shot. Now as it stands and the way this video is being shot, you're probably looking at it and thinking it's a plain white sky, fairly bland. But we've been having some rain showers coming through. It's actually quite a moody, dramatic sky when I darken it down in the camera. So what I'm thinking is probably black and white. I quite like the stark difference, the contrast between the silver birch there growing out of the rocks and the sky. So yeah, try and make it moody. Plus, there's not that many of the green ferns. You know, the lush green, the bracken. There's not that much of it here. So I'm thinking maybe, yeah, black and white, nice and moody. Let's have a look in camera and see what we can make of it. So settings wise, I've gone for something fairly common for me, f13. It works well on this lens. I'm at 1/25th of a second. I'm going to try and go a little bit faster. I'm still very conscious of those of the foliage blowing around. It's relatively still, but we keep getting these odd sort of gusts coming through. So I'm going to go up with my ISO. I'm currently at 200. Now the native ISO on this camera, on the Z7, is 64. So 200, honestly, you're not going to see any difference in image quality. There's going to be no noise there. Not perceivable, really. So yeah, I'll try and get a relatively fast shutter speed just so I can capture that, freeze those leaves, you know, when they're blowing around. You know, it's funny how having a time limit that we've set ourselves, obviously, really changes the way you look at your photography. It's like when you're racing against time for, you know, a sunset when the light's kicking off. I find myself running around, almost panicking, trying to find that composition that's going to beat Dave. That's the thing. Yeah, and despite having a little bit of insider knowledge, having been here before as a kid, yeah, I still ended up running around. I've certainly got one image I think I'm going to be happy with, but yeah, so I'm going into where it's a little bit more dense with the trees and rocks. Let's see if I can find something in there. So I'm running out of time, and I've just quickly set up a shot between these two boulders, and yeah, I thought I'd climb up high and get this grand reaching view looking across. And I didn't have a chance to set up my vlogging camera, but I just got a chink of light between the clouds. It just broke and I got some God rays. So I'm hoping that's worked. We shall see. Yeah, if it has, Dave, I reckon that's worth some bonus points. The composition's okay, a couple of boulders either side with the lichen on them, but yeah, that sky, I think, yeah, hopefully that's enough to get me some bonus points, like I said. So there's Dave, on his way back to the car park. With that, the challenge is over. He's got his 3 images and I've got mine, so it's just time to meet up and compare. Right, so we're back at the car park. We've taken us 3 photos. I might have taken a couple more, but we're going to post as 3 favourites. Yeah. Really enjoyed it. So thanks to Dave for giving me the idea, or having the idea and getting me to arrange and find a location. He seems suitably impressed. I think it's a little bit different from things that he's seen before, or certainly from his neck of the woods. Yeah, some of my shots, I think they're okay. I'll probably be doing a load of processing, and the vibrance and the clarity slider will be getting abused, like usually the case with me. Fingers crossed, the very last shot I took, which in theory you've seen, I got some light rays. I just, you know, the clouds parted. It were a magical moment. Whether or not it's a good composition is another matter. A good sky, maybe not a good composition, but that's the one I'm banking on. It's not really a competition with a prize, as I think I've mentioned in the vlog, but I think I've won. If that photo's worked, photo's worked.
Yeah, mate.
So thanks to Dave. Check him out, Dave Peck Photography. I'll put the links down below. Check him out on YouTube. His channel's fantastic. He's going to put his video up with his photos. We'll put it all together. So yeah, check them both out. Hope you enjoy.
See you later.
See you later. So there you go. Those are the images from two different photographers. It amazes me just how different they are, especially considering that we're using almost identical cameras and lenses. If you've got a favourite, post a comment below, and do me a favour, please like and subscribe this channel, jump over to Dave's and do the same for him. So until next time, thanks for watching.